The Dark Crusader is a Paladin class inside of Lords of the Fallen that you can unlock on your very first playthrough of the game. I'm going to quickly go through all the different steps and all the different things you have to get to unlock this class after you defeat the Light Reaper. Let's get into it. Now to start off unlocking this Dark Crusader class, I want you to start off the game, literally, and make your way to the point that I'm showing you after you encounter the Light Reaper for the first time, which is really close by to this tutorial area. You're going to pick up the flayed skin. This is very important because you can't really go any further in this questline without this. And this area that you are also picking up this flayed skin is also very important because we're going to be visiting this area exactly a little bit later on in this video, because this is a door you actually have to open to get the full armor set if you want to use it in your first playthrough. The first place that we have to go after this is actually to the depot to get our first umbral scouring and our first memory, as I call them. From this depot fast travel location, backtrack your way as how you got into this area in the first place of Lower Calrath. On the hill inside of Umbral you will find your first memory, and you will also get the wooden Crusader cross, which is just an item that you pick up along the way as you go through this questline. I have not found another place that you can use it outside of this questline. If you do know, let me know down in the comments. Next, we're going to have to get the Fife of the Chill Curse location unlocked. And to get the Fife key, you actually just have to go through the quest lines, go through this main story for a certain amount of time, and Andreas Ebb will actually give it to you after a conversation. Or he will drop it after a certain amount of time. But make your way to the Windmill fast travel point. This is actually going to be the area where you first encounter this door when you come up this hill at the windmill. This door can finally be opened now that you have the Fife of the Chill Curse key, or just the Fife key. And thankfully, after you get into this area for the first time and make your way to your first vestige and save point, the next location for the memory is not far at all. It is right behind you when you first save at this vestige point. Obviously, just go into Umbral and start listening to the storyline around this, because this will be the second scouring that you have to interact with. You can't just look at it, you actually have to interact with these. I want to make sure that is known in this video. Now, your third memory location is actually going to be after you defeat this area's main storyline boss. From this area, I'm going to quickly show you the location because it can be easily overlooked if you're not inside of Umbral when you're doing this. Simply follow the pathing that I'm showing you past this arena where you will encounter the Light Reaper again, and inside this hill you will find Isaac the Paladin crawling up a hill. This is your third location. Which brings us to the final memory location, which is found at the Path of Devotion, which you can access through the Bell Room door, which is also the main use of the Pilgrim Perch key, which you could buy inside the Skyrest Bridge from one of the knights there. Now, what you want to do is when you actually get to the location, take out all the enemies here, because they are kind of annoying when you're trying to go into Umbral and get this final memory. What you do, you want to go to the first big hill as you're looking over at a deer's hand. On this mountainside, you will see Isaac the Paladin one more time, looking over the edge, having a conversation with Dunmire. This now unlocks an area where you can actually fight Isaac the Paladin, which is our next step. And if this area isn't unlocked and I'm about to show you, you have to go back and make sure you have all the memories. To get to this arena, I'm going to take you back to the Path of Devotion and follow the pathing that I'm showing you here, which is very simple because it's the only path you can really go down in this area. When you come across this hill that you can see in the background, another church, take out the archer that's on top of here, because she can shoot you in this Umbral arena that I'm showing you just to the left that looks like a giant cliff. You can only access this in Umbral, so keep this in mind when you go and look at this vestige in the middle of this arena. Once you actually access this vestige, this memory, you will start a boss fight against Paladin Isaac. Your next goal is to defeat him however you can, because you have to get an item from him when you do defeat him. This item is called Umbral Tinged Flayed Skin, which is a lovely name and lovely description. This flayed skin actually allows you to go back to the door that I was talking about at the beginning of this video to unlock the door and also get Paladin armor and his weapon. So once again, make your way back to the starting area where we first found the first piece of flayed skin, jump into Umbral, and that way you can go walk up to the door and actually interact with it and open it up finally. Once you interact and open this up, you'll see the door explode, and it will allow you to go down to where you saw in the beginning of all this, an area that had an item that you couldn't access before. Now, this item is all of Paladin Isaac's armor and his sword. And not only is this armor set one of the cooler looking armor sets in my opinion, it is also a very strong heavy armor set. It's probably some of the better stats that you have for a heavy armor set, even going into late game. I've been using it a lot in my current playthrough of the game, so definitely worthwhile, especially when we're going through this entire quest line, to pick this up. And the sword is also very nice as well. It's a long sword, scales great with strength and agility. Definitely a must pick up while we're going through this. But the next step is going to be to fight the Light Reaper, which is a storyline boss that you must fight. Now, the thing here, the main factor that you have to keep in mind, and if you miss this, you're not going to be able to unlock the Dark Crusader class. You must summon Paladin Isaac to fight against the Light Reaper. He doesn't have to kill him, he doesn't have to go through the entire battle, you just have to summon him, and if you fail to do so before defeating the Light Reaper, you can no longer unlock this class. This will of course require you to lose at least once against the Light Reaper, that way you can go back to this arena and summon Isaac. But once you do finally beat him after you summoned Isaac, you will have this show up on your screen like it did for me. I think this is an update since the last time I went through this, but nonetheless it will tell you that you have unlocked the new class of the Dark Crusader, giving you all the information about the armor, the weapons, the quick items, and the background of this class in and of itself, which is a really nice touch to let you know that you absolutely have done every single step correctly once you have defeated the Light Reaper and gotten all the memories. So I hope you guys did find this helpful. I try to make it as quick and painless as possible with these tutorials, but if you did find this helpful, make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.